Hello there. My name is Jen Farrow, and I'm a librarian at the LCC Library. In this video, I will be showing you some things about the library, including how to find the library, how to reserve a study room, and how to find books and articles using the library's website. I'll also show you how to access GED study materials. First, where is the library? The library is located in the tallest building in the middle of campus, the center building. It's the same building that the bookstore is in, but we're on the second floor across from the J&J Java coffee shop. We are open 8:30 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 10:30 to 2 on Fridays. We have large specialized collections of young adult books and picture books for children in case that appeals to you. You can find our website by going to Google and searching for Lane Library. It should be the first link in the list of results. You can always ask for help with your research by coming to the library and visiting our research help desk by the east entrance. Or you can use our chat window to get help. Just click on the Ask Us button on any library webpage. If no librarian is available, you'll be asked to send an email with your question, and a librarian will get back to you within 2 to 3 business days. The library has a total of 9 study rooms for individual and group study. You need to reserve a study room before you use it. You can do that on our website by clicking on Study Rooms, then clicking on the green Reserve button for the size study room that you are interested in. I'll click on Reserve Medium. Then you can reserve up to a 2-hour window on the following site. Click on Submit Times, then enter your full name and your email address and the number of students who will be using the room, and then click on Submit My Booking. That will reserve the study room for you. I'll go back to the library's homepage. Next, I'll show you how to use the library's catalog to find books and videos. This is the catalog, the search blank at the top. I'll search for bees. You can click on different types of materials at the top in the blue bar to narrow your results. For example, I can click on streaming video to get a list of the online videos that we offer about bees. To see paper print books, click on print books. I get a list of print books on the shelves in the library. Let's say I wanted this one, The Lives of Bees, A Natural History of Our Planet's Bee Life. Notice that it says that it's in the community college, Lane Community College Library, upper floor. You also need to make note of the call number, QL 568.A6G76 2024. Then you would go to the upper floor of the library and look at the number cards on the sides of the shelves to find that call number. I can click on eBooks to find eBooks. Ebooks were originally published on paper, so they count as a regular book. Very convenient if you can't come to the library. To access an ebook, click on its title. Then, under Full Text Availability, click on the name of the collection that it's in. In this case, EBSCOhost eBook Community College Collection. Then on the next page, I can click on the contents or the table of contents, and then click on one of the chapter headings. and then I can start reading the book. Let's go back to the library's homepage and look for items that mention the GED in the catalog. I find a list of items, mostly books, but here at the top of the results is a link to Learning Express, now Prep Step. You can use the Prep Step database to access online practice GED tests and other GED learning materials. I'll click on it. If you haven't used Prep Step before, you'll need to register for an account. Click on the Sign In Register button at the top of the page. Then click on the Register button. You'll need to fill out the blanks, create a password for yourself. You don't need to fill in the student ID number or the course section. When you're done filling out the blanks, click on the Register button. Then sign in once you have an account. Then click on the Home button to get to Prep Steps homepage again. Look for the Academic Skills and Test Preparation Center. And under that, click on High School Equivalency Center. Under that, click on Prepare for the GED Test. You'll then see tutorials, practice tests, and other materials for all sections of the GED. The last thing I wanted to show you are a couple of article databases. In the library, article databases are online collections of magazine, journal, and newspaper articles that are searchable. It works a little bit like Google, but you wouldn't be able to find the same articles using Google because the magazines and newspapers want you to pay money for the articles. If you use the databases, the library is paying for the articles for you. Also, the articles that you find in the databases tend to be a lot more credible than some of the articles you can find using Google. The articles in the databases are from reputable sources. To find the library databases, start from our homepage again, but this time click on Databases on the orange bar in the middle of the page. This will take you to our databases page. The library has a lot of databases organized by topic lower down on the page, but you should use the search blinks on the orange background in the middle of the page for general topics. Under the Article Search tab, you'll find our EBSCO search blank. It searches 30 databases that we buy from a company called EBSCO. I'll do a quick search for a topic that has come up recently, the effects of climate change on forests. I type it exactly the way I thought of it at first, but I need to simplify my search. I don't want to use any words except the ones that directly relate to my topic. The effects of can relate to any topic, so it won't help us with this search. Also, the word on could relate to anything, so I'll delete that. So a much better search is for climate change forests. I hit the search button and get tens of thousands of results. But some of these results are too old. So I click on the All Dates button and select past 10 years so it will throw out the older articles. I then notice that many of the articles are from peer-reviewed journals. Articles from peer-reviewed journals are written by people with PhDs, and they're meant to be read by other people with PhDs. So they used a lot of specialized language that might be hard to read. They also tend to be a lot longer than your typical article. There is an easy way to limit your results to just magazine articles instead of journal articles. At the top of the page, next to the date button, click on the source type button, then select magazines, and then click on apply. EBSCO will throw out all of the articles except for magazine articles. This one looks like a good one. Trees on the move. Assisted migration could help forests keep pace with climate change. It looks like it appeared in the magazine American Forests in fall of 2024, and we can tell that it's 8 pages long because it says 8P. You can see an abstract or a summary of the article below. To, to see a scanned copy of the article, click on Access Now. Here it says it's a PDF. You'll see a scanned copy of the article as it originally appeared in the magazine. To send a copy of the article to yourself, click on the share icon in the upper right-hand corner of the page. It's a little arrow icon. Then click on the email tab and enter your email address. If you need a citation for the article, for the bibliography that you're writing, click on the preferred display drop-down menu and select choose citation style. Depending on the class, you'll either choose APA or MLA style. Then click on the send button and EBSCO will email you a link to the article with the proper citation. The last thing I want to show you is our best newspaper database, U.S. Major Dailies. It contains decades of articles from the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, the Chicago Tribune, and the LA Times. These are the top 5 most respected newspapers in the United States. The search blank is again located in the middle of our databases page. Click on the gray tab labeled Newspaper Search. I'll just do a little search for teacher salaries. When you get the results, the first thing you want to do is use the date limiter. On the left, tell it under publication date to limit it just to the last 10 years because this database has articles from the 1980s or 90s. This one looks good. What DC is proving about teacher salaries. I can tell it's from the Washington Post and it appeared June 9th, 2025. I'll click on it to see the article. Here's the article. And then in order to send a copy of the article to myself, there's no email button up here, but you need to click on all options to see the email button. Here it is. If you need a bibliographic citation, be sure to click the check box next to include bibliographic citations at the end. You want to select either APA 7th or MLA 9th title casing, depending on your class. Put your email address here and your name here, and then click on the continue button. The database will send a full copy of the article with the citation at the end. I hope you have learned a lot today. Come visit us in the library. We are always here for you.